Well, we are getting treated to an absolute delight here. Recon, a player who I thought was going to be hiding all of his strategies. We teased him a little bit earlier. We said that Mister had come onto the ladder. Where are you? Well, here he is. Up against his teammate, Hussup, on the other side. This is an absolute tippity top ranked game between the two. And it is going to be Hussup using the Norse here as Loki. Meanwhile, it looks like we've got some Poseidon action coming out from Recon. Yeah, I love that we're seeing so much Poseidon outside of like water maps. I thought most people would want to practice it there. I'm trying to think, like, can someone do the count? How many water maps are there, like proper water maps are there in map rotation? Is it like 75% land? That sounds about right to me. Depends on what you call like true water versus hybrid, right?
Clear that.
Yeah, it should be a cool one. I've been really enjoying these Norse versus Greek matchups. I think Greek, a lot of the time, have timing attacks where they try and hunker down and aim for those, whereas Norse tries to get more aggressive on map control. Poseidon better on more open maps? That would make sense, right? Due to the cavalry lean. That's the thing as well. Like, this map, I don't know if I'd say this is a great map for Poseidon from that perspective, right? Like, you've got all these choke points that unless you want to build transport ships, you're not getting across. So if you think about it, raiding to the enemy economy, you can just be funneled here and here. Obviously, you have to get that stage. The first few minutes is not really going to happen. But once you're there, these shenanigans, by the way, the interruption on the piggies. But yeah, once you're there and you've kind of choked these down, cav raids feel like they're a little bit underwhelming. So temple early. We have got the worshipping. I'm wondering, is Recon... He's going up with Hermes. I don't think you Centaur spam, right? I haven't seen anyone lean very hard into Centaur so far. Our Centaur's just a little bit underwhelming at the moment. I sometimes feel like the AoE attack, because those don't know, Centaurs, they have an ability that they activate where they attack in an AoE after casting. But that delay almost just feels like it's way too long. And their base damage doesn't feel that impressive. I feel like in a lot of matchups, you'd rather just build archers. Or you'd rather just go age 3 and get Chimera. These boys right here. Oh, sorry, not Chimera, Manticores. Which, oh, he doesn't have access to in this game, right? But with other factions, like when they have Manticore or Toxotere is a good option, I feel like it's better to lean there. And damn, someone remind me in this game, we need to find out if Hoplite is a way that it's said. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, we've been having a debate in the last game. They're like, is it really pronounced Hoplite? I'm like, I'm pretty sure it is. Hoplite or Hoplite is both correct. Centaur's old special attack was better? I'd agree. Wasn't the old one the one that the hero has now? Where you just, like, charge up an arrow. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. I'm so used to seeing them just cast the overhead arrow now. Let's see if we can do some damage. In theory, if you could find an enemy eco line, it's good saturated damage. And, like, right now, your opponent doesn't have any heal. But that's not going to stay the case for long, right? Heimdall's on the way. Well, actually, no, it is going to stay the way. That's interesting. Hussup is going into Heimdall instead of going for the healing fountain option. I wasn't expecting that. So Einherjar will be the choice. Yeah. And there's the damage we were talking about, right? It just takes so long to start even happening. It almost feels like it requires negligence from your opponent to utilize well in the early game. And if you're scaling, I feel like there's just better things to scale than Centaurs. This is just going to continue to be annoying. Recharge is fairly quick, right? So I think you'll have it to cast now. Yeah, there you go. Like, at least shoot it deeper, right? Like, it's so dumb watching. But it's at least forcing reactions and getting free information. Alanta is on the way, and Alanta, by the way, is bonkers. She's so quick. Look at this movement speed, 5.8. She's quicker than Cav. And oh, that was a miss wall. Double hero unit now here. And Hari is going to activate the horn. That is going to give the extra movement speed and attack speed. Has to shift away, though. And keep in mind with the mobility here, Atlanta is going to be able to chase this down. I mean, that was just smartly played. He can pull away from this afterwards, remember. Theseus has got the relic, and it looks like it is the blue crystal shard. That's an important one. Wood and gold gathering. Something that both players can use well. And we're going to start remembering to check these relics at the beginning, right? We've got Eye of Horus as well. Eye of Horus is nice later in the game. I just haven't really noticed many of these games going late enough that it substantially makes a difference. In the hyper late, when you're pop capped fully, yes, it's good. But I've rarely seen it get to that point. Looks like we have now got the hit pieces arriving, so pretty standard out of Poseidon so far. Theseus is going to hang around for a long time. That archer shot does look good, by the way. The saturation damage at least helps a bit. I don't know, though. I'm a little bit surprised. I feel like Recon was pushing this a bit hard. He had an out. He has at least maintained that relic, and with Atlanta, it's going to be hard to stop him running away. Okay, so what is the feeling about Atlanta, guys? I'm kind of curious from anyone who's like high level and has been playing a lot. My feeling is Atlanta seems a bit too good. She seems really strong. And oh my god, Recon is actually just going to try to cheese him out with water play here. Tyreem's now on the way. This is crafty from Recon. And if you think about like where a lot of this aggro is happening, it is all the way along the coast. So now if he shifts back that way, he has a decent leverage point. One issue though is like your opponent can lean west side away from this. So I don't think this is like a, oh my god, GG, you're done type play, right? It's nice, but not crazy. Does at least long-term block out some of the food as well and protects his own home. Mining upgrades are coming in. So Hasib is just trying to eco it up a little bit. Aggro is going to continue. That's just going to kind of drag him into fighting, right? This is so cheesy. Oh, this is brilliant. Now, keep in mind, for those coming across from AoE 4, water play isn't... I wouldn't say it's as OP as it is in AoE 4. Like, if you had a map like this on Age of Empires 4 and you built 2 Springwood ships, it would feel like a GG. Or 2 Archer ships. But it's still going to be a nice wallop, right? Like, he's gone mass melee. He doesn't have a way of even attacking the Tyreems. Also, interesting thing is that they have more hack armor than Pierce, which means now if you build into Axemen, you don't kill them that quickly. I do think Recon is getting overzealous here, though. It's almost like he's trying to force that bait to try and make the play worthwhile. Are we finally just going to walk home? Ooh, I didn't notice that at first. There is an Armor of Achilles relic. This is big. 5% extra hack armor against max Axemen potential. Or even if it just sticks on this, right, with the Berserks, it's pretty good. Actually, I'm pretty sure they're hack damage, right? Yeah. It's weird because when I hear hack damage, I'm looking for an axe in my brain, even though it's the sword. Looks like we've got rotations coming around. So I think what Recon is leaning into is the idea that Hasub is eventually going to have to choose to spread east and west. And when he does, now because he's got the boats, he can just transport across and hit the backside. For the time being, though, Hasub isn't too overextended, right? And I think Recon, the choice to like take those early engagements where he traded poorly, cost him a military edge in that regard. Doesn't really have the numbers to spread wide right now. So we are actually going to get a troll being birthed out of nowhere, as you do. Yep, just the normal stuff, guys. Just low-key shenanigans here. By the way, can we just agree that that catch-up mechanic on formations is kind of OP? Was this always there in Age of Myth? Because I feel like it's a thing that I always highlight as being broken in AoE 4, and it just looked really broken there. Then again, I think Myth balances it out because sometimes when you reform a line, it's really dumb. So like, for example, if you had Cav and you had Siege and you reformed here, the Cav would move slowly into formation or something. I've seen that before in the campaign. Yeah, I kind of hope they nerf that. I don't think you should be able to get units out for free like that. Hello, TC build up in the center from Hasub. Recon, I don't know what target he's really looking for right now. I mean, preferably you want economy, but walls are already up. And this is what we talked about, right? Is that if you reach the stage in the game at 10 minutes, which we're exactly there, walls will be up. The good news, at least for Recon, is he still does have that Tyreme to transport him across. The bad news is basically everything else in this game. He's behind on economy, he's behind on military. He has at least got the age 3. He's got a lot of pressure coming his way. Now, the Nemean line is pretty strong, right? I don't think this got nerfed either. Last time I saw this thing, it kind of looked busted. So the Nemean line is able to stun everything in an AoE with his roar. So So if you get the timing right, you just get to whale down on an entire army for free. We do now have a switch up coming in, so it looks like it's going to be a shift over. By the way, have you guys noticed this? When they need to fix the UI, it shows zebras. But yeah, we've got the Hyperfist coming. And this is going to be the answer to what? Mass Berserks, I guess? Also pretty good against the Hisses. There's the roar. Formation shuffles is at least going to save his bacon from getting cooked there. Husky able to back up here. You see what I mean with that ability, though. Back over not one. The curse comes out. Converts basically a third of the army here. And this is looking problematic right now because remember, Husky is in the middle of a tech up. York was already activated. The roar comes through again at the perfect time. Recon takes out the army. And now he can take out the TC. One lion. One lion is all he needed there to really turn that about. The curse as well. I was a little bit worried the tech up was going to lead to him getting punished there. But Recon, turns out he timed it pitch perfect. And now we also have extra shenanigans. Scylla about to open the way through the walls here. Tech up is at least complete, so now there's a mountain giant to play with. The map control is kind of being conceded a little bit. We have got the activation of the trees, though. Walking Woods now moving to the base. Is he going for the TC? Oh, that's crafty. Guys, these guys get bonus damage against, or rather do more damage against buildings. He's trying to crush the primary TC with the wood. You crafty son of a gun. It might be quick enough as well. Look at Recon's positioning. The army is scrambling back here. But I think it's a little bit too late. Unbelievable. Ceasefire. I forgot he even had it. It's weird, actually. We've seen multiple games where it was an option, but it never comes out. But you know what? That just saved him. Recon. Great patience. And that's expensive, actually, now for Hussoup, right? Like, Walking Woods, reusing that later, 150 myth. Meanwhile, only 75 for the ceasefire. For those wondering, ceasefire basically disables attacking for 30 seconds. You can see it right there. Now the Nemean Roar is going to come out. And that should be enough to save him here. Good defense from Recon. Just about threads the needle. Doesn't waste too much effort repairing. And now he can go back to the attacking. And timing is perfect here. It looks like Hussoup thought he'd done enough to draw him back. He's building great halls in the center. At least he was. They're about to disappear soon. It looks like the plan was for a mass switch to the Great Jarls, who did just get buffed up. Recon, he needs to get the Lion back over here ASAP. Second wave is coming. Lion Roar could be big here. And there it is. Hits the Giant, hits the main. Axemen are stabbing at the backside here, and it looks like Recon. This is awkward. He needs to try and split the fight in a desirable way, but Hussoup just able to park himself in the center here, and now he can cut off the smaller group. Villagers are on the front line in this area. Should be able to chase this down, though. The issue you've got here is that you built into the Hypersid. I always struggle with this. I call them Hyperpists, but I know it's Hyperspit. It is Hyperpist, right? Can someone validate me? Have I all these years said it wrong or right? It's the S in the middle.
Λέγε έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα, λέγε.
I don't know, man. I think Hussoup's got this in the bag, though. All the techs are on the way as well, so Army's going to keep on surging. Recon now behind by 10 eco. Hyperpiss. Hyperpiss is close enough. I'm British. We get to butcher everything. The main army's reforming. Recon is not drastically far behind, right? It was like maybe started. No, he's a mile behind, guys. Nemean line aside, he is a mile behind. He at least gets a freebie on the south side here, but now the backstab's coming in and he no longer has the roar when he benefit from it most. Half the troops are going to cut off the retreat. Line is starting to be targeted. In fact, this stage, I think he'd really benefit from just using these guys, the Goddies, to take out that line. Instead, he's just going to spawn another one. That's right. Don't ask me who's given birth to trolls. Probably someone who exists on Reddit. able to stop him retreating in his tracks. This looks done. He keeps being forced to retreat, and that always just benefits the Great Jarls. Great Jarls that, remember, kind of a jack-of-all-trader type unit. Really good against the myth units if they ever existed. They won't for much longer. Nemean line lets out its final bellow before it's going to be taken down. And Harsub looking like he's going to get a solid victory here. Recon, I think the problem is he got a little bit too crafty in that early game and got kind of caught with his hand in the cookie jar in the transition. Although the Lion carried him in those early fights, the moment Harsub caught up, he never slowed down. Crazy, man. What a cool game. Yeah, no Undermine. I mean, Undermine wouldn't have been that valuable here anyway. So I think at this point, Recon's just processing it. You know how Recon is. Our Trekkie Trash Panda doesn't like to give up, but when Harsub is adding more buildings to the back of your base, you know where this one's going. He might just tech up now, to be honest with you. I mean, you're militarily hard, like high enough on the lead that you could just go H4. He has got free TC as well. Just everything is a ticked box at this stage. I think Recon knows it as well. Like, when your opponent leaves your base like that, after what he just done to you, after bending you over a barrel, there's really only one reason. He's so far ahead that he just doesn't see you as a threat. Look at that immediate queue up. We thought it might be a tech up. It's not. He's prepping for the all-in. The backstab, he's still building more. Oh, I love Harsub, man. Mass longhouses in the back corner of the enemy base. Toxots. At least going to do reasonably well here, trying to clean up the initial Axemen, but it's the wave of Jarls that's the big problem. The TC being rushed up, but with no army to defend. I just don't think this is enough villagers here. Recon gives it over, waves the white flag. Harsub, great control of this game. Didn't fall for the shenanigans of the Tricky Trash Panda.